Diversity to me is something to appreciate many different cultures and stuff, and without diversity you wouldn't understand other people, where they come from, where their background. Diversity is in everyone's daily lives, even though if you don't see it or you don't want to see it, it's still there every day. And I feel like if someone doesn't appreciate their diverse community or society, it would lead to people being very closed-minded and not understand and hurt other people.
Appreciating diversity to me is just like understanding that everyone's different and that people have their differences, and that like you shouldn't judge someone because they're different from you or because they like a different type of food or like their family like does something different from yours. I think it's really just like trying to understand that everyone's culture and like their background is different, and we shouldn't judge them solely because they're different from us.
I think appreciating diversity to me personally means that like you acknowledge like someone else is different, but also respect like where they come from, and you don't treat them differently to like where they come from and they're just the same as you.
Diversity to me means that like everyone has their own culture, and that makes them unique, because if we all had like the same culture, the world wouldn't be like as kind of like colorful as it is. And that once we have all these different cultures, there's different music, art, food, all this, which makes life like way more interesting and beautiful.
I don't know, you just respect other people no matter what race, what religion, what identity they have. No matter like what way they communicate in, like which language they speak in, like I feel like there's always going to be like a way of communication to each other, even though like you have different languages, like a community coming together.
I feel like the one that like really hit me, like I knew like this person is like didn't understand, is like I didn't hear her when she was asking me a question. I was at work, and then she was like, I keep telling her to repeat what she said, but she didn't talk loud enough. And so all I get is like, is English your first language? And I was like, no. She's like, that's what I thought. And she called my manager.
And so how did you deal with that?
I think I made it as a joke. Like I started laughing, I think, because like if I don't laugh, I probably punch the person in the face. So I think I have to laugh to like deal with it, because I know like that's how society is. And like growing up as a person of color, you have to deal with like, that's just how society is. And so there, I do have anger. It's just, you know, you gotta laugh and like treat people the way you want to be treated.
I'm personally Mexican, Armenian, and white, but people look at me and they just see white. So people have asked me like, what's your ethnicity? Like, where are your parents from? And I'm like, well, my mom's white and my dad's Mexican or Armenian. And they're like, no, that's not true. Like, you're too white to have any sort of like anything besides white in you. And it's just like, well, how would you know that? Like, some people just didn't grow up in places where diversity is a really big thing. And that isn't an excuse for them to be like that, but if they are like that, then maybe you could try to teach them that like it's normal to be different and it should be like appreciated and accepted.
It was when I was like out getting my eyes checked, and the lady, she was also like me, a Filipino woman, and she looked at me and my dad and she's like, oh, you look more Indian and Mexican than Filipino. And like I kind of laughed it off, but I didn't really like it because like in a lot of cases, like when people think about Filipinos, most of the time they think of light-skinned Filipinos because of the media, but it's only like that because Spain like colonized the Philippines. It kind of makes me feel like insecure about like my skin, but I'm still the same. I think it's just good to like tell someone like you should be aware that not everyone's like this. You shouldn't like assume someone's like nationality or like ethnicity.
When people see me, they just automatically assume that like I'm 100% white, and that's not true. And so people don't really like think I'm Mexican until they see my last name, which is Munoz. I think it kind of makes me feel kind of bad because it's like I do appreciate being Mexican and being white, and I feel like because I do look white, it kind of gives me more privilege than those who like are look like the stereotypical Mexican. You know, they don't think I have those same struggles and stuff like that. And so really just embrace your culture, because that's a part of you, and whatever anybody says, I am Mexican and I am white at the same time.
Guy who I'm really good friends with right now, he was making some terrorist jokes because I'm Muslim, and then like he didn't know that I was Muslim, so my best friend who's known me for a long time, she told him that I was like Arab and Muslim, and he was like, "You're Arab? I thought you were Mexican." And I'm like, "What?" Because people usually think I'm white or like Mexican or like Latino. Like I don't understand that. Like I don't know, it just made me feel like confused and like, I don't know, kind of mad. Like you can try to educate them, but at the end of the day, if they still have their opinion, then I feel like it's not worth it at that point. So you can like just drop them.
My name is Dunya. Marhaba, and اسمي Dunya. I'm a senior in Oceana High School.
My name's Kendall Harrison, and I'm a senior at Oceana.
Assalamu alaikum, اسمي Iman Shakriya. That means my name's Iman Shakriya.
My name is Jen, and I go to Oceana High School, and I'm a senior.
Hi, my name is Micaela Munoz, and I'm a senior at Oceana High School.